The play is full of complex and chaotic people, as you've just described. You have people in the play who have political problems, sexual problems, placement problems, alcohol abuse, which makes it all sound very dark, but it is actually extremely witty and funny. What does it really say, though, do you think? Or what do you as a writer want to say about the nature of human relationships?
Well, for a start, I think that people need each other. And I think that in the midst of the darkest and the harshest of conditions, people will survive. It's hard to survive sometimes alone, and sometimes you need to depend on people. To depend on people, it's to look into them to see who they really are, rather than them being stereotypical. That's why I've used 4 very disparate characters, put them together, that they had to find a way of communicating with each other because they needed each other. And survival being the kind of the biggest, I think, element and the important element in the play.
Okay, why Rock Doves? What's the significance of the title?
Well, growing up in Belfast, and we didn't, because very much inner city Belfast, there wasn't, the only birds that we would really have been kind of close to would have been pigeons, whether it had been racing pigeon, the man next door with his racing pigeons, or just pigeons in the street. Like, it was like my dad every single day out to feed the pigeons, and the pigeons kind of like, they were all like part of the community. So my thing is always, if you ever watch an orange man walking, they walk like the pigeons, because we grew up with them, watching the pigeon walk, and they do survive. A pigeon will survive anywhere. And the reason why I called it Rock Doves, I think Rock Doves is a lovely name. I think it's beautiful, rock and a dove. And because my characters, even though, I mean, as you say, they're complex, there's abuse, to me they're kind of heroes because they've had to survive. They've had no choice but to survive. So I thought Rock Doves who survive in literally on sheer cliff rock. There's nothing else there. There's hardly even any food, what scraps they get. And so, hence Rock Doves.
Okay, finally, what are you most proud of professionally in your career?
I would say I'm most proud of a play called Night November, because it was the hardest play to write. It was a play that I really had to, at the time of writing it, it had to really look into myself and perhaps write things that I thought might be a bit dangerous to write, even difficult for me to do, but I knew it was the truth, and I knew that I had to do it. And seeing Dan Gordon perform it for the first time, I think that would be the height of my professional career, even with all the other successes and Broadway and West End. That night in White Rock, and I was sitting beside Jerry Adams, and it was West Belfast, and of course, because of the nature of the play and what I was saying, I mean, some people said as an apology to the Catholic community. It wasn't, and it went down brilliantly. The next night we had to do it in Newton Abbey, which was a whole different handling, and because of the whole kind of tit for tat killings and stuff like that, and to stand outside your own community, which I think Dan and I did. In doing that, we got very nervous, and we had a security guard on the door, and of course UTV wanted to come up and do vox pops to see if there was a wee bit of contentiousness there, and so of course I didn't go because I'm very brave. I stayed in the house, and Don Gordon was going, "Don't shoot the messenger." But anyway, it went down very well, and the DUP Lord Mayor, I think Assistant Lord Mayor was there, and UTV interviewed him, and I'm very proud of this, and I thought this was a great saying. And they said, "Well, what did you think of the play?" And he said, "Well, you know," he said, "there's a lot in that play I didn't like, but I tell you what, I killed myself laughing." I thought, well, you know, it's like, you know, giving a child medicine, but you give them a wee drop of sugar in order to take the So that's what humour does. As Dan Gordon said, my plays are like laughing at cancer.
Okay, may not be the best marketing phrase to leave the interview on, but people who go to see it
We're laughing at a toothache.
have been absolutely guaranteed to laugh as well as we.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Mary.
Thank you.